Today I fucked up by training my rat to hop on my shoulder. Omelette is one of my pet rats. He's the easiest to train because he's so food motivated. I like to have a cute little rat to ride around on my shoulder, so I trained him to hop up onto my shoulder and I'd reward him with treats for doing so. My boyfriend also loves my rats and decided he also wanted Omelette on his shoulder, so he would also give Omelette treats for jumping on his shoulder. The problem is Omelette is not a shy rat at all, isn't afraid of anyone, and now thinks that jumping on anyone's shoulders will get him free treats. I discovered this when I tried to introduce my father to my rats, and Omelette flew out the cage door right at my dad the second he opened the door, hoping to get some treats from my dad. My dad yelled and recoiled. Both my dad and Omelette are okay. But lesson learned. So now I have to warn friends who want to meet my rats and pet sitters that Omelette will launch himself at them. Too long did not read. Trained my pet rat to jump on my shoulder, and now he launches himself at people thinking he will get treats. Omelette is one of my pet rats. He's the easiest to train because he's so food motivated. Nomlet. I had 2 pet rats that went with me sometimes. They curled up in the furry hood of my coat. I used to take them to the park when I walked my dog. They'd have a run around and follow us. They were very sociable and used to being handled. So one day a couple of old ladies saw them running along behind my dog and commented what nice hamsters they were. Without thinking I picked them up so they could pet them and said, "Actually they are rats, not hamsters." The next thing I know there's 2 loud shrieks and the women threw my rats across the grass and ran away. Luckily the rats were not hurt. Never seen 2 little old ladies run so fast before. Brilliant. I taught my pony to give kisses for a carrot, but he also took to doing it with no command. He used to harass people with his top lip out trying to kiss them and would be very sad when he didn't get a treat. Still does this at 23. He was 7 at the time. Kids absolutely adore it when they realize he isn't trying to bite their faces. Tell Omelette we love and appreciate him. Worst rat story: got a dog bite on my nose years ago, took 11 stitches to close. Doc is sewing me up. Says, second facial animal bite today. Interesting. I asked for deets. Mexican construction worker. He was gutting a room, tore out some drywall and a rat leapt onto his face and bit him. No stitches, he's fine. I'm lying there thinking, no way that dude is fine. Today I fucked up by realizing I have wasted the last 2-3 years. I turned 21 yesterday and I finally came to the conclusion that my life really sucks. I am so deeply unhappy with the way things are, and there is so much that I can do to change it and I just haven't. I started college during COVID, the last quarter of my senior year of high school spent online, and I did my first year of college almost entirely from a dorm room. When things started to open back up, it was almost like I had learned to just stay inside and do nothing. I dropped out of college last spring and got a job that was good at first, but has become a job I can no longer take. I hate every second of being there. All the while, I have put on 75 pounds and am ugly. And I am so tired of being lonely. I have decided to take initiative to put my life back on track. I will ask the gas station worker who I get along with really well to exchange contact info to be friends. I will eat salads 3 days a week for lunch. I will practice self-care more regularly, drink 64 ounces of water per day minimum. I will meal prep to avoid going out to lunch. I will continue going to the gym daily. I will finally write the book I keep telling myself I am going to write. I will knit the sweater I keep telling myself I am going to knit. I will start attending AI meetings, go to book clubs. I will take that trip I have been planning forever. I'm going to pay off my credit card debt. I'm going to put my life back on the right track. I'm going to make my younger self proud. Too long did not read. I realized how deeply unhappy I am and now I am going to change. Edit. The gas station worker wasn't interested in being friends and my only friend flaked on me to celebrate my birthday. Skeptical smiley face. Most important thing to do is be kind to yourself. Change is a marathon, not a sprint, and there will be days you will trip up or weeks you want right or times you just don't feel like hitting the gym, and that is okay. Deciding you want to be different and every little step you take to that is more valuable than the slips. You've got a lot on that list. Start slow and have realistic goals so that you can actually make progress and not feel like you just blew a plan that was not sustainable in the first place. Stay strong. You are 21. Youth is amazing. You didn't fuck up by realizing. Fucking up would be not realizing and being unhappy your whole life and thinking you can't or are unworthy of CHSBFRY. People who are working on themselves and their lives are my favorite kind of people. I wouldn't be in a relationship with anyone else. Props to you. It is brutal just existing and growing, my guy. One thing I will say, please forgive yourself for any 0 days where you don't achieve anything. These are allowed. Though I class showering and brushing my teeth a non-zero day, as I've gone months without doing it before in a bad depression. It's a process, and I know how frustrating that is, cause it would be so much easier to have a set date and know it will be over. I'm here if you need a rant, sounding board. We are more resilient than we think. I truly believe that, though it's really hard to convince yourself some days. Edit. Really don't understand the downvote. I sincerely did not mean to patronizing, trying to be empathetic. I apologize for any anger or discomfort my comment caused. Be well. Today I fucked up by almost crying at a job interview. Title says it all. And it just happened. The interview was going okay. I was of course nervous as hell, so I guess I was a bit more emotional than normally. I was talking with one of the interviewers and she asked what I meant with me wanting to make career. I tried to explain and said I wanted to take my dad as example. Well, my father passed over a year, almost 2 years ago, and it's still very painful. I was feeling okay, but as soon as I said, "Father," I teared and choked up. I tried to get my shit together, but I couldn't properly catch myself again. I tried to talk and ended up drinking some water. I managed to choke up some things and then it was over. I feel like it might have ruined everything. I am so scared because I really need a job and this workplace would have been awesome. But my dumbass had to somehow mess everything up. Edit. Thank you everyone for the overwhelming support. I am currently sobbing again because you are all so kind. I will update this when I get a response. If you have lost a person dear to your heart, I hope you know that they are proud of you. Please take care. Thank you again everyone. Heart. Too long did not read. I almost cried at a job interview after briefly mentioning my deceased father, and now I'm terrified that it ruined my chances at the job. You're human. Embrace it. If the company doesn't accept it, you don't need to work for them. Hoping they accept your humanity and offer you a position. I know this pain. You think you're handling it, then in one tiny split second, everything changes. Usually if this kind of thought pops up when you are concentrating on something else, it can catch you off guard. It is totally normal for this to happen. It's not a foo, just a sad circumstance of life, and it's okay that this happened. I can tell you that it does get better, day on day, year on year, where you will be able to manage this a lot better further down the line. But this kind of loss is a life-changing event, and it takes time to come to terms with the new ways. You'll get there. And you'll also get a job, even if not this one. Hang in there. Peace equals. If they don't hire you for being human, they aren't worth working for. Don't worry, whatever happens, happens for the best. Something better will come along, hang on there. I had a job interview for the job I'm working at now, and I started crying when speaking about my past. Not proud of it, haha. But I actually got the job, and they basically said me being emotional showed I'm compassionate and human, etc. I'm sure it'll be fine. I work in HR, and this wouldn't faze me. We're all human. Most people have experienced loss and knows it's emotional.